What would be the piece of advice would you like to give to my viewers who are learning the language?
I will say to be consistent, to be honest with self, and they would never ever try to passing the excuse, okay, about their failure, okay,
Mhm.
to be determined, to be mindset person, okay, and try to be stay there for long period of time. Coding.
Hi there. How are you?
Hi sir, I'm
Yeah.
good.
I really looking
It's
forward to
my
talk to
pleasure.
you. Yeah. Yeah. You have a channel. I have watched your couple of videos on the group. Uh, you have been keep sending your link right on our group. I
Yes,
watch
thank
them
you.
and I really appreciate that your communication is good also. You like to speak as slowly as possible so your student will comprehend whatever you say, right? Whatever coming out from your mouth. I really appreciate that. Okay,
Thank you.
so as we are meeting for very first time, I like to get your introduction.
Yeah,
Could you
sure.
walk me through your introduction?
Sir. So this is
Mhm,
Chandan. I live in Bihar state. Professionally, I'm a teacher. And
mhm,
if I discuss about my hobbies, so I love to interact with the people and traveling different places. It is a part of my hobbies.
mhm.
Yeah, that's all about me.
Hmm. You just mentioned you like to travel. Like, how many states have you visited so far? How
Okay.
many states did you visit so far?
Uh, Not too much places, I would say. I
Mhm.
have visited a very nearest place to my uh, own
Okay.
city, you can say.
Mhm.
Yes, but not very far.
All right. Okay. Good to know that. So, yeah, that's very interesting to know about you. I mean, you're traveling, like you're working as a teacher. You like, traveling and speaking communication, also well. You're doing great job.
Thank you.
So, brother, you have students, right? And especially you. So, which language you teach them? Like, do you use English language in the class, or which language you prefer in your classroom to talk to your students?
Actually, I use native language,
Okay, which
not
is
this.
Hindi language, right?
Yeah, which is Hindi language.
Okay. Mhm. And what do you think? Why students are not fluent nowadays? What is the reason in school? Even they are studying in English medium school, they are not fluent in English. So, your teacher, I think you are a well qualified guy to answer this question. So that's why I'm asking to you.
Yeah, yeah, sure. What I personally think, they do not focus on their study,
Okay.
or they are not consistent. They do not have proper mindset towards any language learning, and
Okay.
due to that reason, they are unable to convey their message, or they are unable to speak fluent manner, I would say.
Okay.
Yes.
So many times, like students ask me, like in JD, because recently I've started my classes. I have many students right now. Each and every day, I'm getting calls. Okay, sometimes I have to reject call as well. But the common problem I have seen in them, that would be
Mm,
they are not consistent. Yeah, so that is the issue. And they have so many problems, like their English is not improving. I like to tell them that just be patient, okay, and be consistent over a period of time. Then fluency will comes automatically. So it is not about using this method or that method, right? It's about a consistency. What you, if you are speaking 30 minutes every day, just go with the flow for 30 minutes for 1 year, 2 years, then definitely you will see the improvement in you. So it is very important that whatever you're doing in your life, whatever skills you are learning, just be consistent with that. If you have passion, if you have love for that particular skill, or language learning, which is we are learning nowadays, so you can improve. There is no doubt about it. But how to have right mindset, how to have good people around you. Mentor also very very important. Teacher, good teacher should be there, to guide you throughout your
mhm,
difficult process journey. So you will get kind of like anchor in your life. If you have the proper anchor, what will happen? You will get support. And you know many students, they are worrying about the grammar and doing mistakes, okay, making mistakes. So I think it is a part of the journey. Nobody is kind of perfect. Perfection is impossible. Just do whatever you like to do, okay. Just try to speak with people by doing lots of mistakes. This is the only way you're going to improve. right?
Yes, right.
That is.
Yeah, and I just want to add some opinion of mine also over this matter. Like having knowledge, it's also very important. Okay, only to be consistent, it's not a way of reaching at your destiny as possible as you want from yourself.
Mhm.
Conquering the knowledge, that's the way you can convey your message regarding
Mm.
any matters, right?
See, yeah, I mentioned the consistency in terms of suppose you're very passionate about the language learning, okay, and you're consistent for 2 3 years, couple of years. So what will happen? You have love for the language, right? So you are going to figure it out your mistakes, right? Because you're consistent. When you are consistent, then knowledge will comes automatically. Yes or no? Because you're reading
Yeah.
books, you will figure it out. Oh, these mistakes I'm doing. I shouldn't say this word, or I use in different proper context. So everything will comes with the experience. And when experience going to come when you're going to be consistent in that manner. Suppose no someone doesn't want to learn the language and he's not going to be consistent, right?
Hmm.
That's my take on this.
Yeah, you're right. But it's up to the learners'
Individual.
activities,
Mhm.
how they improve and how they have been working over any
Mhm.
language, right?
Yeah, yeah. And what do you think about like and how does reading help students, especially to improve their grammar stuff?
Yeah, actually, as far as my knowledge, whenever we start reading any books, that time we have to keep noticing how the sentence has been constructed through the
Mm-hmm.
authors,
Mm-hmm.
and we have to keep noticing on all preposition and conjunctions, how
Mm-hmm.
they are being used through the author over that book. So
Okay.
we have to notice. We do not lose self into the, I mean, stories, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, we have to keep a stay there, focused, and that's the way you're going to learn many things.
Gradually, yeah, gradually you will learn the structures, right? See, once your brain is habitual with reading, so it automatically start to connect the dots, right? And when you start to connect the dots, your grammar will improve. Your fluency also, your pronunciation. Especially, I have seen the person who likes
Mm,
to read a lot, their pronunciation is good. They know how to pronounce the word very well. Yeah, because just
yeah,
keep reading it, right? Yeah, so many benefits. Like he has a good idea because reading will unlock your ideas, right? So you
yes,
have lots of ideas, and you can express yourself as sophisticated way as possible. You have a bunch of knowledge then. So yeah, reading is extremely important. I try to incorporate reading each and every day. Right now I have many books, but
wow,
this is the one area where I'm lacking. Honestly, I'm telling you, if I commit to myself that I have to read like a 20 pages or 10 pages of a book, I keep missing it. So I have alternative right now. I put on my earbuds and I like to listen audio podcasts, like 1 2 hours, at least 2 hours, you know. So it will help me to build up my listening abilities. So yeah, it is very very
wow,
helpful for me. And at the same time, I'm learning proper pronunciation. When you listen, exactly, you pay attention, then you will pick up the proper pronunciation, and intonation. So it will help you gradually to communicate well. That I've seen.
yeah, you're right.
Hmm. So how do you like listening in? Are you into listening podcast?
No, I don't listen podcast.
Okay. 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 So, what are the activities do you do in order to learn the language? I'm very curious about, and my
Yeah, nah,
learners we will also learn something from you.
okay, okay, sure. Actually, nowadays I'm connecting with new personalities and speaking only. Except I do nothing.
Okay, just talk to people. Okay. Hmm.
Yes,
In order to speak well, you have to a lot, right? Speak a lot.
yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah. In order to speak well, you have to speak a lot, and there is no alternative. Maybe you are habitual of reading books. It's good, but there should be right balance.
Mm,
If you have right balance, your communication will improve a lot. Significant, you can see spike in your communication. And you should have like right mentor also, like the people who are already advanced in English. So try to talk to them It will help you to figure it out yours, rectify your mistakes. That I have
Yeah,
seen. Mhm.
you're right. Actually, I used to read multiple books in my beginnings, you can say. But nowadays, due to have a lot of engagement into my personal life,
Mhm.
taking responsibilities, maintaining the home situations,
Okay.
I'm I'm unable to sustain my all this activity that is a very imperative for me and for every learners, I would say. So still I am only talking with the personalities of different, and except I do nothing.
Are you married, guy? Are you married?
No, not yet, but I
Mhm.
have my parents, you can say.
Okay, okay. So you have everybody, like, when, you know, someone reached like 25, 28 in that age group, they will start to have some responsibility. They will feel responsibility on their shoulder, right? Uh, because society, it's not about society. I believe like you have to be responsible to take care of at least your own expenses, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, expenses, you should know. So that is the reason I started my online spoken English classes. I'm helping them a lot. I also like to talk to them, and figure it out their mistakes, to rectify their mistakes. So these things also there. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And that's the reason I can see the reflections of anxiety over your face little bit, like
I
you
enjoy.
have a
I
deep,
enjoy. Yeah.
consideration internally about many matters. I can
Yeah.
feel.
Actually, I like to help students, especially. I I want students, especially who belongs to rural area. So I help them a lot, with their practice.
Mm,
Because if you having in a bunch of friends who already speaks English, so it's not going to, difficult for you, right? Yeah. But especially somebody really want to learn the language and who are belongs to rural area, so they require speaking partner. Only reading and listening would be not enough, right? So they have to talk to person in order to improve their communication and used to get real experience, actual experience, right?
yeah, you're right. You're right. And every person have the same problem, not having an environment, and due to that reason, they just come to over this platform, right?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Like, so what do you think about my English? Would you want to give me some feedback? Could you please give me feedback so I will, try to incorporate those things in my speaking. As I always ask people to give other feedback, so I also can.
Yeah, I would say like you speak really nice. Little bit you speak a speed. It's okay, and otherwise everything is really good. Yeah,
How see, like, whenever I teach the students, I
yeah,
like to go as slowly as possible. Okay. Okay. So I know very well their level. So sometimes they will not understand, right? They're beginners.
yeah,
So this is my, actual speed. I don't try to speak you, as fast as possible. This is actual speed. And I love the body language as well. Like body language will help me a lot to, comes out the words naturally, fluidly, right?
mm,
It also
yeah.
helped me a lot. The body language is also very important.
Of course, you're right. This is called personalities, what you develop,
Yeah, yeah.
right? That period of time when you started learning.
Mm-hmm.
So it
Yeah.
really matters how you sustain your body language, how you
Mm-hmm.
learn.
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah,
I don't want to mention here, but as your teacher, you're working, you have a couple of years of experience. But I have seen the teachers, especially who are teaching in English medium schools, they don't speak English fluently. Why? Why? Why do you think that?
because of
Why?
not having
Why?
because of not having focused over particular place. Okay, particular place that is mean English language.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they as a consider it's enough for me to survival. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
due to that reason, especially I'm talking about villager teachers. Okay,
Village teachers. Okay.
they have a specific considerations about the life and their daily activities. Like somehow I'm being able to manage my present situations. There is no need to go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
but I do not consider like that. I have a different perspectives, I would say, of my life, and I just want to conclude as much as knowledge I can. and this is a very consecutive for me to develop my personalities and other parts, other growth. Yeah,
Mhm. Yeah, that's really nice to hear from you. Yeah. Mhm.
thank you.
So, what would be the piece of advice would you like to give to my viewers who are learning the language?
I will say to be consistent, to be honest with self, and they would never ever try to passing the excuse, okay, about their failure, okay,
Mhm.
to be determined, to be mindset person, okay, and try to be stay there for long period of time until they wouldn't succeed into that.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah. Okay, bro. It has been a wonderful session with you. Thank you so much for your precious time. Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Bye for now.
Bye.
Okay. Bye. Bye.